In the depths of our minds, underneath the frenzy of thoughts and the whirlwind of emotions, lies the battleground where we wage our most profound struggles. Overthinking, that relentless beast, gnaws at our sanity, feeding our anxieties until they grow into towering shadows that loom over our lives. For some of us, this is a daily struggle. Others, however, only experience this through formidable and sometimes even seemingly unbearable situations. But fear not, for in the ancient wisdom of Stoicism, we find the beacon of hope amidst the darkness any of us may face. Imagine, if you will, the Stoic sages of old, standing tall amidst the chaos of life, unwavering in the face of adversity. With a calm demeanor and a steady gaze, they navigate the turbulent seas of existence with grace and resilience. What is their secret? How do they quell the storms within and find peace amidst the chaos? In this video, we will uncover 7 Stoic practices that enable even the most anxiety-ridden mess to become a Stoic force of nature, undaunted by the to and fro of life. So without further ado, let us delve into these 7 practices here on Virtue Visionaries. Number 1. Take back control. It all begins with understanding the nature of our thoughts and emotions. The Stoics taught us that our minds are like gardens, fertile grounds where seeds of thought take root and bloom. But just as weeds can overrun a garden if left unchecked, so too can our thoughts spiral out of control if we allow them to run amok. Marcus Aurelius, the revered Stoic sovereign, reminds us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This profound truth lies at the heart of Stoic philosophy. While we may not have control over the external circumstances of our lives, we possess the power to control our internal reactions to them. If you're away and you return home to your house burnt to the ground, you're not at fault for your house catching on fire, and there is absolutely nothing you can nor could have done to change or avert this from happening. What you can control, however, is what you choose to do moving forward. You could condemn the gods or your foolish dog, or you can pick yourself up by the bootstraps and thrust onwards, determined to change your current circumstances. This simple mindset transformation is a lot easier said than done, especially when it comes to dealing with extremely painful, dire, and worst of all, unexpected situations in our lives. Through consistent small appliances of this practice to much smaller events in your life, you will cultivate the exceptional ability to take back control of your mind and be resolute in your dealings with life's challenges. In the face of life's uncertainties, we are often tempted to surrender to the whims of our emotions, allowing them to dictate our thoughts and actions. But true Stoics rise above such impulses, cultivating a mindset of clarity, resilience, and inner strength. So let us embrace the power of taking back control of our minds. Number 2. Practice mindfulness. By cultivating awareness of our thoughts and emotions, we can observe them with detachment, like a wise sage observing the ebb and flow of the tide. Seneca, the eminent Stoic philosopher, wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Through mindfulness, we can recognize when our thoughts are leading us astray and gently guide them back to the present moment. The secret art to Stoicism that tends to elude the masses is that Stoicism isn't about completely terminating an emotion or wholly suppressing it, as that is humanly impossible without the practice of a lobotomy. Rather, it is about gaining the Stoic ability to face these thoughts, worries, and emotions in an efficient and nourishing way, allowing them healthy room to be circulated through our minds, while giving you the mastership to manage them accordingly. A good technique for managing worrisome thoughts is simply having a sit-down moment of meditation. Remove the walls you put up and sit down face to face with every worry, asking yourself, where is this worry coming from? What am I really worried about? Is there anything I can do to change this? This crucial component of mindfulness, in which we take a short break or designate a certain time during the day to process and deal with the problems in our life, forces our minds to make sense of our senseless concerns and anxieties, much like the Stoics did before us. Learning this ability is crucial to your Stoic self-reinvention path and is also essential to regaining mental control. Number 3, embrace the power of acceptance. Next comes the practice of acceptance. The Stoics teach us to embrace the things we cannot change and focus our energies on those we can. Epictetus, the Stoic slave-turned-philosopher, admonished us, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." By accepting the inevitability of life's uncertainties, we free ourselves from the burden of trying to control the uncontrollable. But acceptance does not mean resignation. It is not a passive surrender to fate, but rather an active acknowledgement of reality. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic majesty, reminds us, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In every obstacle lies an opportunity for growth, a chance to cultivate resilience and fortitude in the face of adversity. Yet perhaps the greatest challenge we face in our pursuit of acceptance is the mastery of our own emotions. The Stoics teach us that true strength lies not in the absence of emotion, but in the ability to govern our reactions to them. Through the practice of mindfulness and self-awareness, we can recognize when our emotions are leading us astray and choose to respond with wisdom and composure. So let us embrace the wisdom of the Stoic sages and cultivate the virtue of acceptance in our lives. Let us relinquish our attachment to outcomes and find solace in the serenity of surrender. For in the crucible of acceptance, we discover not only the key to overcoming destructive emotions, but also the gateway to a life of profound fulfillment and inner tranquility. Number 4, employ negative visualization. Seneca, the venerable Stoic philosopher, spoke of negative visualization when he stated, "Set aside a certain number of days, during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, saying to yourself the while, 'Is this the condition that I feared?'" Through the practice of imagining the loss of the things we cherish most, our loved ones, our possessions, even our own lives, we awaken to the fragile beauty of existence and cultivate a profound sense of gratitude for the blessings that surround us. But negative visualization is more than just a grim exercise in pessimism. It is a powerful tool for overcoming destructive emotions and cultivating resilience in the face of adversity. By acknowledging the worst-case scenarios that life may throw our way, we inoculate ourselves against the paralyzing grip of fear and anxiety and emerge stronger and more resilient than before. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic sage, wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." Through the practice of negative visualization, we learn to embrace each moment as a precious gift and to cherish the fleeting beauty of life, even in the face of its inevitable challenges and hardships. The Stoics understood that life is fraught with challenges, and that true strength lies not in avoiding them but in preparing for them with foresight and wisdom. Through the deliberate contemplation of potential obstacles and setbacks, we arm ourselves with the tools we need to overcome them when they inevitably arise. Number 5, detach yourself from the problem. This step emphasizes the need for a shift in perspective when the thoughts begin to swarm. The Stoics teach us that the key to overcoming our problems lies not in trying to control external circumstances, but in mastering our internal reactions to them. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, wrote, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them." By detaching ourselves from the problem, we free ourselves from the grip of destructive emotions and gain a newfound sense of clarity and perspective. When you detach yourself from an issue or worry you're facing, you give yourself a sort of bird's-eye view, perspective of everything, allowing you to see how in the grand scheme of things your problems, most of the time, no matter how big or small they are only such a minor spectacle in life that you begin to lose any sensation of the need to attach such strong feelings of fear and doubt to them. Detaching ourselves from the problem, however, does not mean turning a blind eye to reality. On the contrary, it means confronting our challenges with a sense of equanimity and inner strength. Marcus Aurelius wrote, If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. By recognizing that our suffering is often the result of our judgments and perceptions, we empower ourselves to transcend the limitations of our circumstances and embrace the boundless potential that lies within us. Detaching ourselves from the problem is not merely an intellectual exercise. It is a practice that requires discipline and perseverance. Seneca spoke of the importance of cultivating inner resilience when he said, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." Through the crucible of adversity, we forge the steel of our character and emerge stronger and more resilient than before. Let us heed the wisdom and embrace the art of detaching ourselves from the problem as a powerful tool for cultivating self-control and fortitude. Number 6, engage in empathy. Empathy, in the eyes of the Stoics, is not merely an emotion to be felt fleetingly, but a virtue to be cultivated, a way of being in the world that transcends the limitations of our perspective. Seneca spoke of the importance of empathy when he said, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness." In these words, we find the essence of Stoic empathy, the recognition of the inherent worth and dignity of every individual, and the acknowledgement of our shared struggles and triumphs. But empathy, like any virtue, requires practice and disciplining. It asks us to set aside our own biases and preconceptions and to listen with an open heart and a compassionate mind. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly." In these words, we find the call to embrace empathy, not only in moments of ease and comfort, but also in times of challenge and adversity. The practice of empathy is not without its challenges. In a world fraught with division and discord, it can be all too easy to retreat into the safety of our cocoons, turn a blind eye to the suffering of others, and focus solely on our concerns. But the Stoics remind us that true strength lies not in isolation, but in community, not in indifference, but in compassion. Stoicism teaches us that true fulfillment comes not from external achievements or possessions, but from living by our highest principles. Together, let us walk this path with courage and conviction, knowing that in the practice of empathy we discover not only the key to overcoming our own destructive emotions, but also the gateway to a life of profound fulfillment. Number 7, focus on the moment at hand. In our relentless pursuit of happiness, we often find ourselves ensnared by the tendrils of anxiety and regret, shackled by the weight of past misfortunes and future uncertainties. But the Stoic sages teach us to anchor ourselves in the present moment, to embrace the here and now with open arms and steadfast hearts. It is in the crucible of the present moment that we forge our destiny, where the past loses its grip and the future fades into insignificance. As the great Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within our control, and some things are not." We, disciples of Stoicism, understand that the only true essence of control resides within ourselves. We cannot change the past, nor can we predict the future, but we can choose how we respond to the challenges that life presents us. In every moment, we have the power to cultivate virtue, to exercise restraint, and to nurture resilience. In the face of adversity, we do not falter, for we have trained our minds to find solace amid chaos. With each breath, we anchor ourselves in the present, embracing the transient nature of existence with serene acceptance. In our pursuit of wisdom, we turn inward, seeking to understand the workings of our minds. For as Epictetus also teaches us, he is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. Conclusion. In the words of Epictetus, no man is free who is not master of himself. Stoicism offers us the keys to unlocking the shackles of our minds and setting ourselves free. Through mindfulness, acceptance, and the pursuit of virtue, we can transcend the limitations of our fears and anxieties and embrace the boundless potential that lies within us. So let us embark on this journey together, fellow visionaries of virtue. Let us heed the wisdom of the Stoic sages and strive to cultivate the inner strength and resilience that they so effortlessly embodied. For in the countenance of adversity, we find not only our greatest challenges, but also our greatest growth opportunities. Let us embrace the Stoic practices of mindfulness, acceptance, and virtue, and forge a path of courage and wisdom amidst the chaos of life. Thank you for joining us on this journey of self-discovery and enlightenment. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, as your journey doesn't end here, but carries on daily as you strive to gain more insight into your own life and the great mind of Stoics before us. We hope to continue to provide quality knowledge and information, as we know your little time here on Earth is precious. Until next time, stay stoic and keep striving for greatness as you craft your life to match that of how only you can envision it.